Hello and welcome back to Amnesia, a machine for pigs. Let's take a look around this area that we find ourselves in now. So we're going to notice a couple of things. We have this light, which seems to be shining something like ultraviolet here. And let's take a look at this note, because I think this is going to start detailing a little bit of the process of the pig experimentation. July 15th, 1899. In order to facilitate assimilation of tissue groups, a compound is required or the cells will not bond. Disposal of non-bonded subjects must be immediate and using incineration, or we could risk continuous animation without form. This is unpleasant. A simple compound of 1 part Brandenburg infusion vitae to 1 part Oregon monad dispersal fluid is sufficient. This can be administered intravenously to subjects following reassembly to maintain bonding. The compound is unstable and highly light reactive. Once in the body, the Schumann lamp can be used to activate the compound, but outside the body is highly corrosive. It can even destroy small quantities of metal. That's a little bit of a clue for us. And yeah, so Mandus was talking about experimenting on pigs and do that to make his servants, but you might notice something weird about this chair. It doesn't look particularly pig-shaped. Yeah, I'll just leave that to your imagination here for a little bit more so I don't inadvertently spoil. And yeah, I believe I need to melt this, maintenance access. There's clearly another passage beyond the locked gates. It seems I have a choice of approach. The padlock is old but firm, and after that fall I cannot summon the strength to break it open. Perhaps I can find another way. So of course, we get to make this weird compound that he was talking about. And notice that he said Brandenburg vitae. So, more links to this, and he even mentioned his great-uncle last time. I think his great-uncle is kind of implied to be Alexander. Okay, anything in these 3 drawers? No, you're all good. Oh look, a little model of the temple that he visited. You can't really get a good look at it, but that's a nice little touch. Oh yes, and here we are. This is the centrifuge I need to use to mix them. It's, yeah, the centrifuge. It's some form of bizarre mixing device for chemical compounds, and it positively reeks of the foul fluids I have seen too often before. It is clearly a compound, some volatile bastard of 2 composite ingredients. I should wager I would find them close by. Yeah, he's not incorrect, so I need to actually... So let's see, so there's slots here. Yeah, I think I slot them into 2 of these, and then this one actually contains the mix. Alright, that shouldn't be too hard. So let's take a look. So I can go to the holding pens or low temperature storage. Let's do the holding pens first, I guess. And I'm going to just progress out here because I need to be very, very thorough. The last time I actually had played this, I accidentally missed the... Yeah, I ended up missing the container I needed, so I had to go back through here. And I know for a fact that it's very easy to turn and run smack dab into one of the creatures. Oh, hello. And I think that might be an indication that one of these things is here. Let's see, that's just a silence note. Alright. Keep on moving. Although, I don't know, my lamp isn't flickering too badly, so maybe there isn't one here. Alright. Mandus, do you want to... No, you don't want to hide? Okay. I guess not. Let's keep on moving then. I want to get my hands... Okay. Really, there. I feel like I should have found it already. But anyway, let's take a look at a note. August 20th, 1899. God, this is a big note. Took delivery of another batch of imbeciles today. They are the sorriest specimens of humanity I've ever seen. No one asks where they go to. The authorities in Bedlam are simply happy to reduce the overcrowding in their teeming, stinking halls. We measure their skulls, check their teeth, we give them laudanum to pacify them. They wait in line, livestock, dull brown eyes and filthy skin. Many soil themselves as they wait. Into the manipulator they file in silence. I hear the hissing of gas, I hear the dull groaning as teeth are removed, as bones are reset. I hear the pigs screaming. We have removed all the mirrors. After the process, it is the reflections that trouble them the most. Afterwards, when they sleep, I walk amongst them. My children, I whisper to their dreams. You are my children now. I have children once again, and your forms imperfect will be the engines to make my own blood flow once again. So apparently Mandus, when he said he was using pigs and livestock to make new experiments, he was experimenting on mentally handicapped people.
Do you think I speak Prussian? Do I look like an inbred hog, sir? Who gives a damn what it contains? Just set it down carefully and leave me be.
Alright, so Mandus is not a fan of the Prussians, I guess. That door just closed. Oh, yeah, and then this one opens up behind us. Yeah, so if that was... Hey, Mr. Pigmask. If that was enough of an issue, or enough of a reason... I'm sorry, if you didn't have a good enough reason to dislike Mandus before, he pretty much just gave you one. Hello. I see you there. Hey, buddy. You want to go away? Want to leave me alone, please? Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright. Now, where is the container that I need to get my hands on? That's my question. Now that this thing's here, I feel like I should have encountered it already. Or I should have found it already. Okay. Oh, hey. Another one of those things, and that's our lovely friend who's supposedly trapped in the floodwaters. I'm getting actually really nervous because I don't want to have to go redo all of this if I missed the item before. Alright, well anyway, let's answer the phone quick.
The lift has been sabotaged. You will have to find another way to the tunnels. Take care in this place, Mandus. It is the crucible of the evil that stalks these corridors.
Alright. Now let's keep on going. Yeah, because I think it's actually pretty easy to miss, too. And I know I'm already moderately incompetent at these games, and I don't want to bore you people to death. Alright, let's... Okay, so that's just some steam. Oh. Oh, is it just one of these? Oh, okay, cool, so I didn't miss it. Yeah, and then they send it off via these, like, pneumatic tube systems. Alright, that's... Oh, dear. You know what? Let's actually head back this way quick. Yeah, nothing's trailing us behind, but I definitely can't go that way yet. So I need to find a way to turn off the steam. God, it feels like I'm playing Monstrum again. That's a game I actually really do want to go back to, especially with What the fuck? Was that kid's legs just moving at like 1,000 miles an hour? What the hell? Alright. Well, if our children are trapped, then obviously these can't be our kids, which begs the question of what exactly are these things that we're seeing? Are they hallucinations? Are they something else entirely? Yeah, they ran through this blood-stained gate. Well, let's read another note, I guess. August 4th, 1898. More experiments with Compound X. Took the dog and injected it with strychnine. After the expected convulsions and spasming, it died just after midnight. I immersed the body in a large tank of Compound X and introduced an alternating current via induction coil for a period of 3.5 minutes. Partial return was induced. However, damage incurred prior to death was retained upon revival, meaning the dog continued in an acute state of strychnine poisoning until I put a bullet in its skull. But drowning? Perhaps yes. It is, after all, known to be the kindest of suicides. What? If one were to drown, replacing the fluids in the lungs with Compound X should theoretically be perfectly possible as a revival method. Mandus, what the fuck are you on about, you idiot? Kindest of suicides? Right, you dumbass. Alright, well, let's... Oh, okay, and I guess somehow by going through all that, the steam just disappeared. Well, let's go down here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, like, drowning isn't the worst way in the world to go, but still not convinced that it's, like, a particularly pleasant way, especially if you actually inhale the water, because I'm fairly sure that water, like, completely directs your lungs. Alright, so that was the holding pens. Let's go into low temperature storage now.
It fell onto his hands and they eroded in front of me. To stumps. To stumps. Next time we will use an equal mix of infusion vitae and orgone disperser. No, no, just take him out. You can dump him in the river for all I care.
Well, that sounds like an actual industrialist to me. Okay. Well, we're in low temperature storage, so I need to get my hands on another one. And I don't really know which one of... Oh, is it actually just this simple? Okay, nice. Yeah, I don't know which one is which. This one... Oh, this actually has a label that says OMD. I guess that's like the Oregon Monad Dispersal or whatever they called it. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Let's take a look at the note. A warning. Inflamed it is, burning it does, bleeding from each hole, fore and aft, leaking down my legs, blood and excrement, my lungs and my vomit, I pass clots of my organs now onto the filthy stone. Drink this, he says, and I did drink it. I did do that because of the changes. They ripple inner me. My teeth sneeze out and scatter like mice in the dark. I cannot find them all. Gathered what I can, push them back into my gray gums with my fingers, but the nails are all weepy and falling out. Drink it, he says. It'll help the running of the fever. Because not all of us can take the change. On the other table, a beast under the blanket. I never wanted to see into that, but he drank it too. He passed it under the blanket, and I heard it drink. Dear God Almighty, how can a man shit so much blood and still live? I'm pretty sure that wasn't written by Mandis. That seems more like it was written by some poor fucker who got exposed to this. Also, our door is gone. And there's now a door over here. So this game starts getting real clever in this area, and it actually starts like being very Layers of Fear-ish, where we can actually... Yeah, the map starts changing around us a little bit. And I actually quite like that when it's done properly. I think Layers of Fear was the first game that really did it that I'm aware of. Also, yeah, we're not being chased by a pig one. Yeah, so let's head out this way. Yeah, I really do like that though. When Layers of Fear did it, it did it really well, and I think it actually did kind of start a little bit of a trend for that in horror games. And when it's done properly, it can do a really good job of showing off the exact broken mental state of the character. But let's actually go take a look back at low temperature storage. So we had to go through a door. And yeah, we're now back here. And the door is still there. So what did we just walk into? Interesting question, isn't it? And that says a lot about Mandis' mental state if he's hallucinating entire doors and areas. Alright. So this is all set here. Yep. And now we get to press the button. That's going to seal the area, and it's going to start mixing the centrifuge. I'm actually going to get above here just to be safe. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the mixing goes. I'm not entirely sure how it possibly was doing the mixing like that. Oh yeah, here we are. You can see it has this this kind of gray-green color. But yeah, I don't know how it would possibly do mixing like that though, because I don't think centripetal force would just force these into the... It would just separate them. But, well. So I need to go here. I need to basically smash this on there. And then you might remember a note we read earlier about the fluid being reactive to light. And that should go ahead and dissolve off the metal. Perfect. Yeah, and this actually might be the same compound that fell out of that guy's hands and then dissolved them to stumps, apparently. Alright, well, let's just keep on going down.
Faster, faster.
Shut up, kids. Daddy doesn't love you. Alright, let's keep on going here. This is... I'm really trying not to hate on the game because it actually has a really cool premise and I like the world they built. It's honestly just the gameplay that gets a little meh. This leaking world. All these nails and no wood. What kind of carpenter are you? That figure cannot help but open its arms to you. Where's the strength in that? I don't know what he's referencing. Also, I don't know if you can see the little person to the left side of the pipes there just kind of waiting. I don't really know what they're supposed to be doing there. But I guess ours is not to reason why. You know, I remember the first time, one of the first things I ever saw about this, aside from the name, there's a trailer out there. And it's a trailer for... Yeah, it's a trailer for the game. And all it really is it's the player wandering around a little storeroom. And then it has, something happens, he picks up an item, and something starts breaking down the door. And then you end up hiding, and all you really get is a little glimpse of the shadow of the creature.
Is it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
Yeah, so we're actually in a sewer system where they use to expose, get rid of the innards and other junk of the body. So let's take a look. I got this, the flooded tunnels. My mysterious friend is correct. The sewers are indeed flooded. To descend further, I will have to find the local sluice pumps to drop the water levels. The smell is almost unbearable. It makes me gag. Why should the saboteur have flooded the tunnels, though? What did he hope to achieve? Oh, a heady brew. I have the compound. It hisses and steams in its container like some living thing, a witch's jelly to burn and corrode. The container is made from glass. A strange choice unless there's some particular reason why the metal that pervades everywhere else can not be brought into contact with the so-called Compound X. I should investigate further for clues. Well, that would make sense, Mandus, because it's corrosive as hell. And a note. Oh, for God's sake, another long one. October 22nd, 1899. Naturally, once bled, the product must be scalded, dehaired, and scraped ready for gambroiling and evisceration. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high-pressure venting from the engines, via the boiler and a series of large copper pipes, into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of product throughout the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is of the utmost importance in retaining product quality, and this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from some areas and the requirements for increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulated by the boiler, and send freezing air along one set of pipes in one direction, and superheated vapors in another. So Mandus, ever the engineer, has created a very intelligent system where he's managed to actually, minimize waste. Oh, you might recognize that though. That looks similar to our old friend the Kernick from the original Amnesia, and there's something quite like that here in play as well. I did see that path down there. I just want to double check. Yeah, this area is closed off. Alright, let's head out here. I'm gonna head on down this way first. Oh, and I was saying too, one of the cooler things about the monster design that I originally saw in the game... Hey, buddy. Yeah, it looked less just like a bipedal man with, kind of pig-like characteristics. It almost looked like it was a pig, torso or something. And then it had these long metal limbs attached. Yeah, let's not go into the shit water. Yeah, then it had these long metal limbs attached that... It made it look very spindly and very messed up. Like it was clearly a fusion of pig and machine. Alright, well, let's see... Oh, another note. Oh, and you can actually tell where we are now in the machine. We're all the way down in the sewers. So we still haven't actually gone to a lot of this, have we? Yeah, there's still several areas we have completely missed. Like, we've bypassed, I think, that. I think we bypassed... We might be going there next. Alright, well, let's read our note here. August 1st, 1899. Several of the older forms have breached their containment area and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. This is no Kelm, and I am no Eliyahu, at least not quite yet. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. We cannot simply pack them about with coolant as we do in the center where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by the freezing temperatures of those towers. Up here where the air is hot and fetid, they become overheated and their duality tears them asunder, as the other place flies from their cells and their vitae splinters. They live sporadically, torn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds they are creatures of this world, then they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed, and will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are damned places now, the abode of failed experiments, ghosts of fear and spite. So it's not quite that thing is a Kernick. That thing is actually one of Mandus's experiments. Kind of expected to get a phone call.
Faster, Mandus. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
Bad time to take a drink. Alright, well, I guess he wants to go ahead and he wants to get freed. So that opened up Sluice 1, you might have noticed, on the lighting panel. And what I need to do is open up Sluice 2 to get to that airlock. So let's keep on going. I think I need to now go back the way I came. And I think it's to the left. And then to the left again. This isn't quite the way I meant to go, but, this will actually work out fine. Yeah, you can just see, there's congealed just filth everywhere. Alright, and I think I'm going to loop back up and around. Yeah, there's one of these. Now, if I actually had gone down that path into the, sewage water over on the other side, I could actually end up being killed. I believe these things are a real threat. But most people who have obviously played this game have They probably were exposed to the water monster and decided not to mess with it. Also, why is there a gramophone here of all places?
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one. Mr. Landis, you sound every bit the fanatic. Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement? And your engineer, this visionary with whom you have embarked upon this course, does he share your views? Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for. And so you set about things immediately upon your return? Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
And we're learning a little bit more about how Mandus did that. So he did, of course. There was a little bit of a note we found earlier where he didn't want to have the professor here. But this is his interview with the professor, a Professor A, I believe, who was sent there to ascertain what exactly is Mandus's mental state is. Well, that's not good. Did that thing... Oh. Okay, I bet it was just shaking on this thing briefly. Alright, and is this gonna... This should be sluice 2? Alright, that should now lower the water level. Any notes or anything going on? No. But, so obviously Mandus is now trying to convince the professor of what he's doing. He's trying to save the world of sorts. Oh yeah, and then you can see this thing is stuck.
So near now.
Shut up, kid. Let's read a note here. Mandus Postdiluvian. That's done it. Now I can enter the strange decontamination chamber once again and move onwards. The waters are pushed back, making their way to the bilge clear, where I can divert the remainder of this filthy torrent back into the Thames where it belongs, and clear the path to the center of the machine. You know, I guess that is right. I seem to remember in some history stuff I had read that the Thames basically was a massive dumping ground for a lot of industrialization in Europe. Or not in Europe, in London specifically. Alright, so that's good. So now let's go through this same process as before. Power on. That seals us in here. And that actually does confirm that this is a sort of decontamination chamber, which I didn't quite realize. Alright, so that's all sealed up. I need to pull the lever down. And then once we're done being decontaminated, this seems really inefficient. Although I guess Mandus only ever needed a few people that ever come through here. And then once you get up the pressure, turn you. That should open up this door. And then we can depower. Beautiful. Well, that's not so bad. Okay, can I just say, like, I know I keep on harping on about it, and I'm sorry for that, but the game looks really good. Like, this environment design, oh, hello. You can see they're eating, and they're eating what appear to be scraps of flesh. Let's check this note. Dear God, a whole nest of these foul creatures. No mind, my instincts have drawn me thus far, and I'm sure somewhere in this dark complex... This dank complex? First time I've ever seen dank used outside of memes. And this dank complex is a means of further descent. I will not see their faces as they go about their dark business, and yet, I watch them sleep and eat and play, and they are so very human, so very childlike. And I will not think of what I have seen, of the chairs and the cages, and I will not think of how such monsters may be sculpted. Well, Mandus, you already pretty much have it written down plainly. These are either the mentally handicapped, or the infirm, and other stuff that you have blended and modified with pigs to turn them into servants. That's pretty obvious now. That's exactly what Mandus has done. Yeah, let's open up this. Here we are, and we're actually going to some holding pens of sorts. And some of these I think are actually going to be openable. Some of these doors, or I can at least look inside of them. Let's, yeah, let me actually, let's look inside of here. Hello. Yeah, I can't really get a good view at it for you. You sort of have to, like, look at it when I'm jumping, but this one's just playing with blocks. Tells you a lot about these creatures, though, that despite being so, like, malformed, so modified and destroyed, that they actually... Hello, what's he doing? It almost looks like this one's praying. Yeah, but it tells you a lot about them, though, that they're trying to maintain aspects of their humanity. Alright. And what about... let's check this one first. there's a couple of special, for lack of a better phrase, events. Is this the one? Hello. Oh, yeah, this one's been shackled. I don't know if this one misbehaved, but yeah, you can see how badly malformed they are. Like, they have bones sticking out of their arm, they're wrapped up in rags. These things are pretty awful. Like, their experience must be horrible. Yeah, let's see. So this one's just sleeping on top of a cage. I think this might be progress. Is there anything? Yeah, this one here I might be able to look inside. And that one is just sitting there either pawing at something or crying. Might just be playing with the dirt. Yeah, whatever Mandus did to them, he didn't quite do it fully. He managed to mostly do it, but they still maintained a little bit of what they remember being. And this might actually make it even worse in some sense. Alright, let's hop on down, and I think we're actually now in some sort of steam pipes, I think. Yeah, I think they are, and I think there might actually be a note that we can find somewhere in here that talks about this. Oh, no, Mandus, don't do that, buddy. Yeah. I'm hoping that I can. And this might be one of the... I know I'm kind of cheating when I do that, but... Alright, here we are. There we go, game. Yeah, let's keep on going down here. Because... Ow, okay. Well, oops, that's what I get, I guess. That's what I get for being a filthy cheater. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to hang out inside of here long enough that the steam comes back online, because I think that might actually be the issue. Also, this is like one of the only really glowing doors and items in the whole game, and I'm not entirely sure why. Like, the lantern I think was glowing, but none of the other doorways forward have done this, right? Let's see. Yeah, there's still a flood breach and the emergency shutdown in place. And from tide to spine, a skin of a shroud, a stump of the bled, old Lily is flybone, old Lily is dead. And dreams of the jungle will flood through her head and light up her head. Well, that kind of wrecked the rhyming scheme right there. Alright, where are we now? We are... Oh, I think I remember this area. Yeah, this is the bilge pump maintenance area.
You seem to have undergone quite a profound conversion in Mexico, Mr. Mandel. You could not have seen it yourself and not, Professor. As we disembarked, even through my fever, I saw the detritus of this so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease, rot and destruction polluting the waters of the Empire. We are ruiners, you and I, and all of us, and we make the world unclean. And you took it upon yourself to act as Redeemer? Professor, I would not be so presumptuous. I am merely a conduit. I am constructing an architecture to wrestle our damnation to the ground and smother it with steam.
Yeah, so Mandus had basically a religious conversion when he went down to Mexico because he experienced some things, and we'll see them later on. And yeah, as I said, kind of a cult prophet type mentality here. Yeah, you're right, kids. Now get back here so I can kick your ass for making me waste all this time.
I said you'd come.
Alright, let's take a look at this note here. The pump rooms. These must be the bilge pumps. I am at the heart of the saboteur's efforts. In order to keep his flood in place, he must have disabled these vast pumps. But he was clearly rushed. Thus far, he has left most of his work incomplete. His clumsy effort reduced to simply switching off all that he can find. If I can locate the controls, the remedy will be simple. Alright. So, of course, we need to activate our bilge pumps now. And as long as we stay out of the water, we should be safe from those things. Let's go ahead, let's hop up here. Come on, Mandus, give it a climb. I'm also not sure why he used, like, coiled metal to make the rungs.
Downward ever, towards a wind that held the voices of my children, beckoning me to set them free.
I don't know if you just saw, that was one of the kids, I think, that just melted away into a series of, like, rose petals or a puddle of blood or whatever it was. Which probably says a lot about Mandus' mental state. Let's hop this way. Oh, what? Why? Really? Did they actually just try to give me a fucking jump scare with the mask? I hope that caught on the camera, or on the recording software here, like the little flicker of the mask for just a second. Okay, that actually is just disappointing. Alright, well, let's turn you. This should activate one of the pumps. And then this actually brings us back. Yeah, this is where the child was standing. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to head on back this way now. Oh. Yeah, there's our little pig friend. Okay, so I don't need another gear wheel. Let's hop down. Oh. Oh yeah, now the steam is blocking the pipe. And that's going to make my job harder. What about going... Is it this way? Yeah, I guess it would have to be, wouldn't it? Because I can't go backward. And more of these notes. God, there's so many of these. Valves and pipes. Another pump. It seems once again I must engage it. I cannot help but feel I am trapped in some great game, forced to undertake endless Herculean labors for the promised reward of my darling children. Okay, Mandis, buddy, I think you might want to, like, take a breather, but... I don't know. You know, maybe just because I don't want kids, but I can't imagine, like, the efforts some apparently parental figures and stuff. And, like, movies. Oh god, hello. Well, that's not good. Oh look, yeah, there's one of the pig water monsters that's not chasing us. So we're gonna head here. I need to get on this ladder. Come on, man, just climb, buddy. Yeah, and I think there's actually like, I think they can almost go through the rails. So I think one of them, yeah, one of them chases us. Oh, all right. So this is where we are. And then the other one kind of wanders around and tries to cut us off. That sucks. Oh. Alright. Well, I guess we're just going to head out here. Which way? Do I go down here? Does this lead me to the pump room? Yeah, my memory of this section is a little bit worse as we go deeper into the game. I'm going to remember less and less specifically, and I'll just remember more of like individual pieces of the puzzles. Alright, what about in here, maybe? I mean, that's... Okay, yeah, this looks like it's the right one, because there is a big valve with red lights around it. Really? You don't work. Okay. Oh. Do I need to place this? Alright, there's one of those, and where is the second one? I hope you're in the right spot. Alright, come on, buddy. And will that work now? That looks like it should be everything. Will you turn? Okay, perfect. Well, that's good. That should go ahead and activate the second sluice. And this door... This does not open. So I guess we're going backwards, and I think we might go back the other route that I was just looking at. Yeah, let's head down to the left here. Come on. Let's go, Mandis. Yeah, I remember that little sequence there with the water, though. That's actually quite well done. I like that, because that took me by surprise the first time I ever played it. That was pretty clever. Oh, for God's sake, Mandis, stop breaking your legs, man. Okay, can I... Oh, alright, so that did that. What am I doing down here, though? Do I need, like, a rock or something? No, I don't think so. That just slides down here. Maybe I don't even need to go here. Maybe I don't need to go this way at all. Here, let's climb on up. Yeah, let me... Because there's that gap there. There has to be a reason, right? There has to be a reason to head down this way. They wouldn't just... Well, I don't know. Most designers, I think, wouldn't just throw something like this in. But that just drops us into a pit of nothing. Yeah, I guess I'll just head back. I don't see a reason to... Yeah, I don't see a reason to invest the effort doing that. Oh, okay, so it looks like we may have made... Nice, so there's the sluice gates rising. Let's go read that note quick, then. The flood is drained, I have prevailed. The saboteur is beaten. My heart pounds with excitement, even as my head spins and shudders in feverish anticipation. How this machine now throbs about me, sensing its rebirth is imminent. The final descent beckons me to enter, as Lily once lay on our wedding bed and summoned me into manhood. Aw. That's nice, I guess. Good job for getting laid, Menace. Oh, alright. Yeah, I believe we're actually heading back down. Now that the pig monsters are gone, yeah, I think they have to stay in the water, or something to that effect. Like, I think they need to be in the water to maintain cooling enough so that they don't just, like, explode. Because these are the things that we're suffering that snapping back and forth effect that Mandus was talking about. And don't worry, we'll get a better look at them in the future. Come on, there we go. Alright, so that does that. Turn the crank again. Alright, let's let the pressure drop. Pull the lever. Let the pressure rise here. You know, I never actually noticed that this one goes down when the steam is going off on top of us, like decontaminate. Alright, and then if I pull the lever, this should be good. Okay, anything else around here that I can find? Any notes, any material, anything at all? No. Alright. Well, yeah, and another one of these like big glowing doors, and this is core systems access. I don't know why these doors are glowing. It's not like a player's gonna miss those. The children dancing. He obsessively scans the newspapers and periodicals for new inventions. They are the architecture to evaluate us all, he proclaims. Don't know why I keep yawning. Edwin and Enoch just play on unaware. Alright. And let's see. Anything else? Ah, good. Alright, so I'm taking a look at the time. I'm going to end the video here. Next time, I'm going to probably read that note, and then we're going to make our way down further into the core systems and try to reactivate the rest of the machine. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time.